Hi, everyone. This is Candy Johnson. I am your host, and this is Real Talk, brought to you by Real Raw Records. And today's topic is God without love sucks. And I know a lot of people are offended by the way I verbalize things, okay? Because I'm so forward and very outspoken. All right. My mama used to tell me all the time. She say, "You don't have no cat with the way that I say things." All right. Mm. But you gotta understand. Well, you don't have to understand, but to help people understand me, which my mom didn't really know because I wasn't diagnosed uh, with my disability until I was over 30 years old. All right. But I was born mentally retarded. So what seemed like would be the normal way to do things to other people may not be to me. To me, a lot of people describe the way I am as very childlike mentality. A child just say it like they see it. You understand? They don't think to say stuff uh, politically correct, and they don't think about, well, what's the best way to say this? All right. Of course, until they've been programmed by their parents. Well, you don't say that. That's impolite. Or you should say this like this or whatever like that. But until um, they are programmed to think or say things a certain way, then they just say it like it comes. And so that's basically what I do. I just, call it like I see it. And because I have had a personal uh, relationship with God for over 10 years, I think. Yeah, it's definitely been over 10 years because I was acquainted with him back in 90 something, but I didn't know, I didn't really establish a relationship with him until about, I guess, 2003. Okay. So I said all that to say this. During the course of the relationship that I acquired with God, he taught me a lot of things. Okay. And this is how I know that he's real. Okay. So, but one of the things that I wouldn't say one of the things because there's a lot of aspects to it, but one of the most important subjects that he began our relationship with was teaching me to know me. All right. And he began to first off explain to me why I was important in relation to him. Okay. And then he proceeded to explain to me my individuality and the importance of that. All right. In order for him to explain to me, he also included the understanding of and the teaching of understanding of knowing others, how important it is to understand and know other people as well. And that is the reason why I wrote this song. It's titled Best Me in You. I'll post a link to that song on my page for those of you who have followed, and I'll also post a link to it as well in the description section of the video. Once it's, you know, been processed, it'll show up. But yes, that's the reason why I wrote the song Best Me and You. It's because that song, it's very poetic in nature, in the regard that unless you know the underlying understanding or the philosophical understanding of the song, I mean, a lot of people you know, have a little fun with trying to understand it. And some people have been very intuitive to understand right off, you know, the bat, because they've also established relationships with God, and He told them pretty much the same thing, you know. Because what you'll find is that anything that's truth, it's an understanding that is relatable and transferable in any arena, basically. How should I explain that? It's what I call universal truth. It's things that anybody can relate to or understand, you know what I'm saying? So that's what, when I come to understand and know and meet God and establish a relationship with Him, I come to the understanding of knowing that God was real, first of all, because He talks. Okay. And when He began talking to me, He helped me to understand a lot of things about myself. But before He began to explain to me things about myself, He wanted me to understand that I didn't need to be any different than what I was created to be already. All right. And He began to show me, He said, you know, you may despise being mentally retarded. He said, but there are a lot of things that is profound wisdom that is hidden within the simplicity of knowledge that you are able to grasp. And He said you are able to grasp them simply because your mind is already simple. And so, you know, that really gave me a lot of confidence, you know, and it really did. I'm talking about that really did give me encouragement, and I began to be very confident in the fact of the way I was born and everything like that. You know, I used to be sad and cry and be like, why don't I, you know, get things like other people get them, you know? And I used to boo-hoo and throw pity parties. And little did I know, the very thing that I despised was one of my greatest values. All right. Another thing about a childlike mentality that God explained to me is love. Okay. And I know y'all was probably wondering, like, well, Candy, you have said a whole lot and you have not gotten on the subject, which is God without love sucks. Well, I want you to know I've been on the topic all the while. You know, anytime you have a subject There's always a prerequisite, all right? Prerequisite. I might not be pronouncing it right, but I know what I'm talking about. You know, you have the trailer to a movie, you know, that can give you a little bit to get you interested, you know, and kind of tease you a little bit to want to watch the movie. All right. So basically, what I was doing is kind of giving you a background so you can understand, because there are some things I know we've gotten into this microwave age of technology where we want things quick, fast, upload it, download it, quick, fast, you know. But true wisdom take a little time. You gotta process it, you know. We always get that, you know, sometimes when you upload it or download something, or you click on something and it'll have that little wheel turning. And or it even might even have the written word saying, please wait while we process this. All right. So even in this quick, fast age and, you know, speedy, you know, movement, there are just some things that we just got to slow down and wait on. That is what the wisdom in simplicity. All right. That's one of the wisdoms in simplicity. There are some things you got to wait for. There are some things worth waiting for. There are some things that you can't do instant. It don't work instant, you know. If you want a nice fluffy cake, you don't get it cake instantly, all right? Although they have made the recipes where you can do it, you can prepare it a little quicker because it has the ingredients already in there. But guess what? You still got to put that cake in the oven and wait on it. Because there's what? A process to preparing that cake to make sure that that cake goes through a certain process of leavening. I'm not may not be pronouncing it right, but you know what I mean, leavening it, rising. You remember when, oh well, for me, with my granny, she used to holler at us and tell us, don't run through this couch, through this house like that, and you're gonna make my cake flatten my cake, you know, make the cake flat, because when it's going through that process of leavening, it's very vulnerable. All right. And so if people are running and thumping through the house, what will happen when it's in that process of leavening, what it'll do is it'll plop down and it ain't gonna come back up. Because there's something about that process that if it's interrupted, or there's any opposing force, that would be gravity, or the vibration, see the friction and vibration of people running around or thumping too hard, what happens is it interrupts that process, all right? Okay, you might say, okay, Candy, well, what that got to do with love? I'll tell you, just hang on, I'm getting to it. Just you missing the point because you're trying to rush me, all right? That process is very similar to love, all right? If you try to get those microwave understandings of what love is, then you'll never understand who God is, all right? You ain't gonna never get that cake, because there's the process that goes along with understanding God, and there's a process that goes along with understanding what true love is. See, we've been taught by society that love is nice and sweet and kind, and even the people in religion, when you talk to them about love, they automatically feel some level of rejection because they know that they had don't fulfill the description that they've placed in their mind as to what love is. So they automatically reject the thought of even facing the realities of, are they lovers, okay, or are they walking in love, or are they living a love-filled lifestyle, okay? There's something so awesome, and I'm gonna have to do a series of this topic because, like I said, there's a process to understand it, all right? But I want to help y'all out a little bit with the beginning of understanding, okay? But love, first of all, is not always sweet and kind and nice, and neither is God, okay? However, love is very just. The reason why love has the characteristics of justice is because love is truth. All right, love is true. So, all right, you ever heard of the tough love? Okay, well, that's a way of kind of describing the other side of love. All right, sometimes love is kind and gentle and compassionate and you know, soothing, comforting, you know, nurturing, all those awesome, wonderful, beautiful things that people attribute to love. All right, but when you have to whoop your child ass because they was disobedient, well, people don't like that side of love, but guess what? It's still love. All right. When you're scolded or whatever, or chastised, you might not think of that as love, but guess what? It is. I'll explain to you why. Because guess what? If you got friends, family, loved ones, whoever in your circles that do not correct you when you're wrong, that is not love. Because guess what? Real love wants the best for you. Yeah? That's what real love is, baby. Yeah. Real love cares about your best benefit. Real love is not selfish in any manner. All right? It cares about what is best for you. All right? This is why Christianity is very cultic in nature, because a cult doesn't want a person to think for themselves, all right? But real love will encourage you to get within inside of you, all right, and get the answers you need, because they know, real love knows that it's there, all right? We're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty here, all right? Real love will cultivate your best features and somewhat polish away, or what they call that, used to call it when they chisel at wood, they used to call it whittling, all right? What a whittler does is a whittler will sculpt things out of wood, all right? Now, they usually, what they do is they'll have a tool, a chiseler, and they'll chisel away at that wood. But a good whittler won't go against the grain of the wood, all right? So what a whittler will do is find the beauty of that wood by chiseling away at the ugly things, so to speak, and bring out the best in that particular piece of wood. Okay? So that's what real love does. It has the ability to know that if I go against who you are, I'm taking away the very beauty that's in you. Yeah. But I do have an understanding enough to know that the beauty that's in you, I'm going to have to chip away the ugly stuff, and it's nothing beautiful and awesome about being placed in a furnace. All right. The Bible refers to God as a potter, so to speak, and it says that we are the clay, and he kind of molds us and shapes us. All right. But what he does is he just wants to bring out the best in you that's already there. He don't want to take from that. All right. I'll give you a good example. Okay. I'm a fighter. All right. I always have been. So when I was into Christianity, because I was born and raised into Christianity on both sides. All right. And I was religiousized. All right. But when I met God, he told me, he said, everything you've been taught, you're going to have to erase that. And I'll give y'all in another broadcast the whole story about that. Okay. Because that'll touch on some other things. All right. But anyway, he let me know, he said, you have to erase all of that. He said, some of it is good, some of it is right, and some of it has something to do with me, but most of it don't. So just leave it. And whatever is fitting, we'll pick it up again. No problem. Okay. So I had to learn in that process of learning love, learning me, and learning God, I had to understand that a lot of things I had been taught was wrong, first of all right? And one of those things that I was taught was wrong. I was taught that you're a fighter, that's bad, that's evil, that's wicked, all right? So since I was taught that, when I would go to God and I would talk to him about me and making me a better person or bringing out the best in me, I would ask him, I would say, I'm a fighter. God, please take that out of me. God, please take that out of me, because I will put up my dukes and fight in a minute. I had and I am a licensed to bear arms too. So I'll be quick. I'll pull my weapon on your ass, and I wasn't no type of person to just hold it on you. I shoot, So I knew, I said, woo, this is not good for me. Well, I thought, and I said, this is not good for me. So if I keep on shooting at people, I'm gonna wind up in jail somewhere. I need to stop this. And I had a bad attitude too to go along with it. And so what God taught me when I came to him about that particular situation, he told me, he said, I made you a fighter. Why would I take that away? I said, what? See, this is how I know God is real, because the things that he told me, I didn't learn them nowhere else but from him. I wouldn't have never thought of this shit myself. Just the knowledge, you can't, you just cannot deny. If you knew me before and after I met God, you could not deny the difference. You just cannot. Even my brother-in-law, who was a skeptic and he used to make fun of God and stuff like that, he said, after I met God and he seen the difference in the way I handle things, he said, you're an imposter. He said, you're an imposter. What have you done with Candy? Because I was so different, the way I handled things. I was the same person, but the way I handled things was more with love. All right, and understanding. Oh, that's another thing we're gonna get on aspect of understanding. All right, because that's part of the process of understanding what love is. And this is why I say God without love sucks. Okay, because God is love, and love is truth. Truth is understanding the way things work, the way things are, accepting them, the reality of the way things are. All right? That's what love is. All right? And so God began to reveal to me. And he said, I made you a fighter. He said, now, you don't need me to take away that characteristics of you being a fighter, because what I destined you for, you're gonna need to be a fighter. All right. So in order for you to be able to maneuver in that arena, that what your destiny, where it's gonna take you to in life, you're gonna need to know when to fight, how to fight. All right. And he said, you're going to need to know what are the best weapons or tools to use and in what particular situation or circumstances. All right. Because I used to whoop people down just with my tongue. I used to lash people, and I used to say things so truthful that it would hurt them to their soul. He told me, you can't just be doing that. You can't be just doing it. I didn't give you that gift for you to destroy. I gave you that gift so that you can build. Now, sometimes as a builder, you have to, if the foundation is messed up, you have to tear it down. It's called a demolition. You have to do a demolition sometimes. But even that is done with care. If construction workers are needing to tear a building down and restructure, edify that building, they even take care in how they demolish it. Okay, so anyway, they put some love in it. They put some love down up in it, So I please understand, those of you who don't know me, and you might be new followers, or you might just be new to meeting somebody that's real as I am. I know people, it's a little harsh to understand. Say, this woman talk about love, but she don't play no games. Yeah, that can do. All right. But God without love sucks, because like I said, even if you have to tear something down, an ideology or understanding or a belief system, it needs to be done with care, all right? So that no one else gets hurt in the process. And the person that you're dealing with, for those of you Christian who are, you really are really trying to be a witness, whoever you're dealing with, you don't want to lose the soul. You want to win them. And in the Bible it says, with my loving kindness have I drawn thee. All right. Yeah. He said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. Yeah. So tell me something. If you meet a person with a repulsive personality, would you be drawn to want to know more about them? Or would you be repulsed to say, oh, hell no, I would never want to be like that person? And that's what makes the difference when love is involved, all right? Yeah. So that's the reason why when people try to push scriptures off on people, this is the reason why you get such a negative reaction. It's not because people don't want to accept God. It's because you being pushy and aggressive and disrespectful enough not to understand. You're not even understanding that you need to be an example of what you're trying to share with someone else. All right. And it's just as simple as that. I noticed that I was getting a lot of conversation on YouTube with this Bruno Coutinho, whatever your name is. You and Battleship been on my post for almost 2 weeks now, conversating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when I told y'all asses that if you want to hold conversation with me, you was welcome. Come in my broadcast and do so. But no, you don't really want to conversate with me. Okay. When I offer you to conversate with me, you want to just spew out your shit on my channel. But I'm going to tell you what you're not going to motherfucking do. See? This what you're not going to do. You're not going to waste my motherfucking time. Where I got to keep constantly going back and forth, checking notifications. If you done trying to hold a whole damn conversation in writing, when I could have easily explained the whole damn thing to you in a verbal broadcast. Okay. And that shit is not gonna go down like that, all right? Because I'm gonna block you. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna block you. If you can't come, if you really want to discuss a topic, you could brought your ass in my broadcast and done that. Don't take your ass over to my video feed and recruiting people from my damn. That's what y'all doing. I don't know what the hell y'all doing. I don't know. I don't give a damn. I don't understand why you act like you want a whole conversation or you want to address the issue and discuss it. And then when I invite you to do so in my broadcast, you don't bring your cowardice ass on the broadcast and talk about it. All right? Because you ain't had shit to say in the beginning. See, that's what it was. You wasn't talking about shit to begin with. All right? Now, I want you to know I'm not the motherfucking one for that. All right? Please understand. I'm not the one for that. Either you gonna keep it real or take your bitch ass back to fantasy land.